Every capsule wardrobe starts with the perfect white t-shirt. If you've ever Googled how to build your wardrobe from scratch or what essentials you need in your wardrobe, guaranteed the phrase perfect white tee has come up there somewhere. And you may have even tried to add this to your wardrobe. You've gone out, you've been well behaved, you've bought the t-shirt, brought it home, and it just doesn't work. You either look a bit pale, or the cut is weird, or something isn't quite right. But the reality is, the perfect white t-shirt actually is the key to that dream wardrobe. It mixes, it matches, it works so well. But there are two things that you need to keep in mind to get it right. They are the color and the style. Okay, color might sound like a weird place to start when we're talking about a white t-shirt, but the reality is it isn't as simple as going, right, I want a white t-shirt, job done, I'm gonna buy it, it's gonna be in my wardrobe, I'm gonna look amazing, I'm gonna be on trend, it's gonna be versatile. It just isn't that simple, because for a huge number of us, maybe anything up to around 3/4 of people, pure crisp photocopier paper white actually isn't our best white. So many of us might look better in a cream or a beige or even a pale grey, because crisp true white is so stark, it's such a kind of clear reflective colour that on an awful lot of us, me included, it makes us look a bit washed out, a bit pale, a little bit pasty. It is definitely not making us look and feel our best. So picking the colour is #1 starting point for getting your white t-shirt. And you can actually see along the rail here what a selection we've got when we're talking about a white t-shirt. And just to give you a little bit of guidance, if you've got what we call a cooler skin tone, so maybe you look better in kind of pinks and fuchsia type colours, you wear a lot of blue, you've possibly got a bit of an olivey, kind of maybe even slightly sallow skin tone, and you find that when you wear things like beiges or browns that you just look really sickly, it doesn't work for you, then you've got a cool skin tone and you are going to be so much better, probably in that true crisp white actually. Cool tone people can wear that, but you may find you feel even better in something like a really pale silver grey, or what we call a chalk white, which is just an ever so slightly greyish white, almost like it's kind of been through the laundry once or twice, if you find that that true white is just a little bit stark, a little bit severe on you. However, if you've got a warm skin tone, so you've got that kind of golden glow, you've got that kind of peaches and cream look, very often if you've got slightly reddish toned hair, if you go golden in the sun, all of those kind of things. Sometimes if you look at your veins and they're very green toned, that can give you an indication as well. If you've got a warm skin tone, the chances are that that stark white doesn't work for you. You're going to be much better in anything with cream mixed into it. So I'm wearing a soft white, which is just a tiny, tiny bit of cream mixed into it. But you can go all the way into like a really rich, buttery, creamy kind of tone. If you've got a really warm skin tone, it will add that depth and that kind of warmth that will make you look so much better. So that's step 1. Step 2 is thinking about the style of your perfect white tee. So it's really easy to think white t-shirt, kind of what I'm wearing here. It's crew neck, it's classic, it's fitted, it's cap sleeve. It is the quintessential white t-shirt. But if you're someone who maybe doesn't like having their upper arm on display, or you really hate a high neckline, clearly adding this t-shirt to your wardrobe isn't going to work. So think about the shapes you love to wear when you're not in classic white tee territory. Do you always prefer a scoop neck? Do you prefer a V? Go with that neckline. Don't feel that this needs to be a different rule because it's a white t-shirt. There's no different rules that apply here. If you really like a super kind of classic look, you might find something like a half sleeve works really well. If you want to layer your t-shirt, like if you're always going to be wearing it under, let's say, like a long sleeve shirt or something, actually just a simple long sleeve crew neck t-shirt can be a really useful layering piece. And also think about fit. Like the t-shirt I've got on is quite fitted, it's quite neat. I generally quite like a neat top half and wide leg trousers. So for me, at the minute, my classic white t-shirt is always going to be quite neat, quite fitted. But if you want to mix up that silhouette, maybe you like something much boxier on your top half, or you generally do a really fitted bottom half and you want like a much more relaxed, maybe longer line top half, use that as guidance for picking your white t-shirt. Like go with what you would wear outside of white t-shirt world. Go with what you'd buy for any other top and just apply that to your version of a white t-shirt. So it's as simple as that. 2 steps to finding your perfect white t-shirt. First, think about the color. And if what I've talked about here isn't quite enough information, you can actually find what's called your color profile, which will give you some indication of what your version of white should be. I'll pop a link for that down in the description below. The second thing, of course, is style. And if you want more styling ideas, like how are you going to wear that white t-shirt, click through to the next video and I will show you multiple ways to style your basic white tee.